Everyone has that one habit they promised themselves they'd quit. It's the habit they keep saying they'll never do again. Maybe it's scrolling for hours, eating junk food, procrastinating, or staying up too late. You manage to stop for a while and everything seems to be going well. But somehow, before you even realize it, you're right back where you started. And every single time it happens, the same question pops into your mind. You can't help but wonder why this keeps happening. If I already know it's bad for me, why do I keep doing it? It's a question almost everyone has asked themselves at some point. Most people believe it's simply because they don't have enough discipline. They think they're just not strong enough to resist it. But if discipline were really the problem, breaking bad habits would be much easier than it actually is. Knowing what's right should have been enough. The truth is, knowing something is bad has never been enough to stop people from doing it. If it were, nobody would struggle with bad habits. So clearly, something else is happening beneath the surface. There's a reason your brain keeps pulling you back. Let's imagine your brain has two buttons that it can press. One button leads to long-term success, while the other makes you feel better right now. The first button says, long-term success. It asks you to think about the future and what's best for you later. The second button says, feel better right now. It promises immediate comfort, even if it's only temporary. Now ask yourself this. Which button do you think your brain is more likely to press first? The answer is almost always the second one. Your brain naturally prefers whatever brings relief in the present moment. That's because your brain wasn't designed to make you successful. Its first priority has always been helping you stay comfortable and safe. And that's exactly why bad habits become so powerful. They're incredibly good at giving your brain quick comfort with very little effort. That's our first real clue. Now think about the moment just before the habit begins. What are you usually feeling right before you give in? Maybe you're feeling bored and don't know what else to do. Sometimes it isn't stress at all. It could simply be loneliness, and your brain starts searching for something that fills that empty feeling. Or maybe it's anxiety about something that's coming up. Without realizing it, you're looking for a quick escape from that uncomfortable feeling. Have you noticed the pattern yet? All of these habits begin with a feeling before they begin with an action. The habit almost never starts with a conscious decision. It usually starts because your brain is trying to change the way you feel. In other words, the habit isn't really solving boredom or stress. It's simply giving your brain temporary relief from those emotions. And once your brain experiences that relief, it remembers it. That's when the habit starts becoming much stronger than you realize. It remembers, I felt stressed. That feeling becomes the starting point of the habit loop. Then it remembers, I opened Instagram, or whatever habit gave you relief. Your brain stores that connection almost automatically. Finally, it remembers, I felt better afterward. Even if that feeling only lasted a few minutes, your brain still counts it as a success. It doesn't matter that the relief was temporary. As far as your brain is concerned, the habit did exactly what it was supposed to do. So the next time you feel that same stress or boredom again, your brain quickly suggests the exact same habit. It isn't trying to ruin your progress or sabotage you. It's simply repeating the solution that worked the last time. That's why breaking bad habits can feel so frustrating. You're not fighting the habit itself. You're fighting a pattern your brain has learned. It's a lot like trying to stop a train after it's already left the station. The farther it goes, the harder it becomes to bring it to a stop. A much better strategy is to notice what started the train in the first place. That's where the real answer usually is. Was it boredom that pushed you toward the habit? Or were you simply looking for something to make the moment feel less empty? Maybe it was stress after a difficult day, or maybe it was anxiety that made your brain search for quick comfort. Whatever the feeling is, every bad habit has a trigger, and understanding that trigger changes the way you look at the habit itself. Once you identify the trigger, the habit stops feeling random. You begin to see that your brain is responding to a feeling, not acting without a reason, and that's an important shift. Notice something interesting. I never said the goal is simply to remove the habit completely, because habits leave empty spaces. If you remove the habit without replacing what it was giving you, your brain simply starts searching for another way to get that same feeling. That's why so many people quit one bad habit only to replace it with another. The behavior changes, but the emotional need stays exactly the same. The real goal isn't to remove comfort from your life. The goal is to find healthier ways to create that same comfort. When you replace the feeling instead of just removing the habit, change becomes much more sustainable. You're working with your brain instead of fighting against it. Because you were never truly attached to the habit itself, you were attached to the relief it gave you. Once you change that, breaking the habit becomes much easier.